In about 5 minutes' time, I'm going to be chatting to a talented local musician, JamesWest. He's actually releasing his first EP tonight, I believe, at midnight, but he'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes' time. As you will know, if you listen to my show on a regular basis, I am one from promoting local talent, whether it be theatre, whether it be music, whether it be arts of any sort, and tonight is no different. I've been joined in the studio by somebody I've known for a little while. He's a musician, does many other things, but he's here to talk about music tonight. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Owen. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much. It's been a busy day. You've only just got into Market Harbour yourself.
Yeah, literally. I had to run for a train and everything.
Well, that's live radio for you, so
yes.
Thank you for taking the time and getting here. Before we talk about music itself, just start by introducing yourself, if anybody doesn't know who you are.
Okay, hi. I am James, I'm from Market Harbour. I am 19 years old and I've been making music for about 5 years now, and as of in about 6 hours, I will be releasing my first ever EP everywhere.
Wow. So where did music actually start? You say 5 years, but what got you into it in the first place?
Okay, strap yourselves in. Well, it's a long story, but in like the past 5 years, when I joined a local group in Market Harborough called Room for Music, that's when I fully got into creating music within what people call a digital audio workstation, and that is where I started to use Reaper. That's my main software, and from there, that's where my love for electronic music just went up, and over the past 5 years, just been getting better and better, I think.
So the music you produce is electronic. Do you have any particular groups or artists that inspire the music that you put together?
Oh, I love that question. There's people like John Bellion, Flume, Lemitri, if anyone knows who that is, Zed. There's a wide array of people who inspire me to make the music that I do make.
What are you doing now? I'm going to have to pursue that because you just said 4 names to me there. I haven't got a clue who they are.
That is totally fine.
Tell me a little bit more about who they are. Are they English? Are they abroad? How do they put their music together?
They're mainly American, Australian. They're all over the place. Right, I've got to be honest, but they all make music that is energetic, music that really kind of speaks from the heart, and that's kind of music that I want to kind of really perfect. Music that I think people need to kind of hear more in their lives. I just want to kind of make my own version of that, if that makes sense.
You kind of homed in now on doing your own versions, as you just said, but in the past you've done sort of mashups. Was that sort of a stepping stone to where you are now?
Owen, you would know that I've done a lot of mashups. The amount of times we played mashups on your show. Yes. For my friends who don't know, I used to make mashups all the time of various popular songs that maybe people don't know they're trying to bring into a light. A lot of them went onto Facebook. Yeah. But of course, this EP is going everywhere. It's going Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Play Music is going absolutely everywhere. So I think that in itself is a great stepping stone for me as well. But like you said, the mashups were a very nice transition, you would say.
And kind of got you into making the style of music that you are doing now.
Yeah, especially.
We'll talk about the EP because we've got a couple of tracks from it which we're going to intersperse during the interview. So, an EP, explain to me, extended play, electronic play?
Yeah, the amount of times I have to explain this to people. So, extended play is a collection of music that is under half an hour. You would also have an album which is over half an hour. So an EP, this has 5 songs.
Right.
5 songs that are very close to me, but are still very energetic and just
bring sort of ideas.
Yeah, I don't really want to sugarcoat it because it sounds a bit, but yeah, I'm proud of this EP. I'm proud of what me and my friends have accomplished in the past few months, yes.
We'll talk about you and your friends in a minute. We'll play the first track that you brought in off of it. Do you want to introduce it for me?
Yes, this is Totally Human from the EP Totally Human featuring Stella Moss.
Somebody called Scott says, "Go on, James."
Scott bored?
Possibly. See, that's a live track on the USB stick for us. You're listening to 102.3 FM.
Sorry, carry on.
No, James.
No, carry on.
That was Totally Human. Just tell us a little bit more about the track.
A happy accident is what I was saying earlier, sorry. Totally Human was, I think, the last song that I wrote out of the collection of, I think, 10 songs that came from this EP, which then shortened down to 5. The turnaround from me writing that song to actually recording it with Stella was, I think, within the space of 2 weeks. It was so quick.
Right. Is that not a normal time period at all?
Well, I mean, usually... So considering the first song I wrote for this was start of October, and the writing and producing stage probably took about 3 to 4 months. So some songs took a lot longer than some, but Totally Human itself took a very short amount of time, but it, as I said, it was a happy accident. It just became one of my favourite songs on the EP.
What inspired the particular song? Was it something about you? Was it something about a friend?
Funny enough, the thing that inspired it was a piano cover of a 21 Pilots song, and I listened to it and I was like, oh, that's really good. And then I didn't try to copy it, but it just, like, the way I was writing it and the words I was talking about, like, it became very, very special, kind of very quickly. It was more about, like, I can't really explain what it's about, but it's definitely something that I hold very close to my heart.
Which is, for some people, is the way you've got to get music together. It's got to be either something about you, or something about or the people you're with, something like that. So keep doing that. Somebody called Scott's message didn't go on, James. not sure which Scott it is. We're trying to work that one out. But thank you for getting in touch, Scott. If anybody else is listening and knows James, do get in touch as well. I'll pass on your messages. You mentioned Stella. She's obviously somebody that you've collaborated with.
Yes.
Who else is involved in getting this EP together?
There's a list. So in this song that we are probably going to play in about 10 minutes or so, there's a friend of mine called Jensen, and then there's other people, Stephen, Kieran, Georgia, Josh, Phoebe. All of these people have helped me write or sing, or in sometimes the production of this EP. It's been very much a collaborative project, which I think is really nice. After this, we're all celebrating at a pub.
What is the actual process of getting an EP together? Tonight is obviously the culmination. It's the release of it, but the whole process. How do you sort of start? How do you get to where you are tonight?
You first start by telling yourself that you're going to make an EP. You're not going to know that in the next 6 months that you're actually going to release an EP. And within that 6 months, there's going to be blood, sweat and tears, because it is one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life, because it takes a lot out of your life to create something that other people are going to find special. And especially with me and my friends, we find it very special. And the writing took 2 months, the production took another 2 months on top of that, and just getting it all ready took itself about a month.
Okay.
And many songs have not come to the finish because they're not polished enough, but it's all for the greater good of having an album or an EP or even a single. It's worth it. Every mistake that you make is totally worth it. Totally human, if you would say. And the process is, as I said, it's very time consuming, but of course it's totally worth it. So.
You said you started off with 10 tracks and you got it down to the 5 that were on the final EP.
Yep.
How did you decide to condense the 10 down to 5? What didn't make the cut and why?
Well, as I said, some of them just didn't get finished. Some of them didn't really live up to a standard that I set. The standard I set would be the 5th track, the last track in the EP. That was almost like a standard that I had, and everything that I would make after that had to be above that threshold. So I knew that everything I was making, to me, would be good. I know to other people it would be good, but you know. And the other 5 songs, they didn't really make it. Either they sounded a lot like the other songs I'd already been writing But to be honest, a lot of these songs that are now on the EP, they, like Totally Human, they came around last minute, kind of like hidden gems that I just needed to find.
You've mentioned friends that are involved with you getting the EP together. What do your family and sort of other close friends actually think about the fact you got to today?
Well, my family are currently sitting at home listening to me right now. Hello.
Jill and Paul and Hannah?
Yes. And some of my aunts and uncles. I shall be joining them after this.
Yeah. What do they actually think of what you've got to do?
Well, I mean, they are. Some of them. I say all of them are very excited, and I know all of them are very proud of me, and I very very much do respect that. Some of them haven't even heard these songs before, so this is the first time they're listening.
Exclusive play.
I know. And also, I feel so bad for them to hear it now, but like, yeah.
It's come to today, and that's obviously you must be proud of the fact that you got to this point.
Oh yes, I don't think I'd make it. We're finally here.
So what? Where people want to get hold of this, it'll be available after midnight. What sort of avenues are they going to have? Have you got copies yourself that you're selling?
I don't have any CDs, unless anyone wants me to make CDs of it. I will be happy to do that. But as of midnight, it will be, as I said, it's going to be on Spotify, YouTube, Google Play Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, iTunes, Apple Music, you name it, it will most likely be there. And it cost me a fortune to do that, but don't tell anyone.
What do they search for? Has it got a name? Is it under your name?
Yeah, it's under my name, JamesWest, but there's no space in between James and West. And Totally Human, there is a space in between that.
So Totally Human's the name of the overall?
Yes.
Overall. So what's the plans for the future? You've obviously got to the point tonight, you've got the one coming out. Is this just the start of many?
It's definitely the start of, hopefully, many long, maybe tiring, but very enjoyable years of just making music. And as some of my friends will know, I'm already starting the production of my next album. Should I go into more detail about that?
Tell people what... I think people are going to be inspired by what you've done, so I think give them a little bit more, because they'll aspire and inspire from what you're saying.
Yeah, well, when one will listen to Totally Human, imagine that, but on the scale doubled, considering there are going to be double amount of the songs, the writing, the production. I'm trying to push myself to make it double the kind of passion that I have put into this EP. And the album itself, as my friends will know, are getting tireless hours out of me, but I think that will be a bigger achievement if I do manage to pull that off. But that's something in the future. But for now, we celebrate this EP.
Where you are.
Yes.
You said you're 19, so I'm assuming you're at university. Is music
Yes.
something you're pursuing there? Are you going to take that on with you?
Yeah. I even use their facilities. By there, I mean De Montfort University, DMU. I use their facilities when it came to recording vocals a lot, which I'm very grateful for actually be using. Their facilities are absolutely amazing. I probably wouldn't have got to this point without their kind of support, which is just really nice.
Fantastic, pleased to hear that. Holly has got in touch, loving your music, James. You've come so far and worked so hard.
Oh, thank you. That's Holly, my flatmate.
Oh wow! So
yeah.
Thank you for getting in touch, Holly, and for listening to HFM. We're going to play another track from it in a moment. I think we're going to have you back in the studio, and hopefully, if this is released, I might get some copies and play it regularly on my shows. I think. Very impressed. What else do you do? Is it just music that you're involved in? Do you do other things?
At the moment, in terms of how much music is taking up my time, that is kind of the only thing I'm really doing, apart from drama here and there. But yeah, to be fair, it's not much. Music is really taking up a big chunk of my life, but I'm happy for that.
Fantastic.
I'm happy for that.
Well, keep in touch and let us know how you get on with the album. I think. What sort of timescale are you looking at? That 6 to 12 months, maybe? Or?
I always think 12 months. I hope not. I don't like to set myself really kind of ambitious goals, but I'm hoping middle of summer, by the way it's going. But keep that on record, because it's probably going to stab me in the back about 2 months down the line, so we'll see. But
we'll keep us posted, and hopefully we'll get you back in later on in the year to talk a little bit more about the album when it comes out. So Totally Human is the EP. We've already played one track from it. We're going to play a final track now to finish off the interview. I want to say thank you for coming into the studio.
Thank you very much, Owen. I very much appreciate it.
All the best for the release tonight. So what track are we playing now, and just tell us a little bit more about that one.
Right, the track we are now going to play now is the song Hotels Beach Sun, I almost forgot the name there, featuring my good friend Jensen Groom.
A big thanks to JamesWest for coming into the HFM studio.
Thank you very much. Oh, that was
well
good.
done.
That was good.